forward to this Christmas because I'm hoping it will be as funny and filled with humor as last Christmas. So, a lot of funny things happened last Christmas, and I want to share a few with you. My 6-year-old daughter, Amanda, has a friend who is actually my next door neighbor. Her name is Brianna. So, Brianna's parents, Frank and Mary, invited us to her elementary school. She goes to a Catholic elementary school. So last Christmas they had this function, and so we all go into this function. And at some point they line up all the kids for refreshment. And I just couldn't help noticing that on this long table, at the end of this table, they had a huge pile of apples for the kids to enjoy. Well, the nun, keep in mind this is a Catholic elementary school, so the nun stuck a sign on the apple that clearly said, "Take only one, God is watching." Well, on the opposite side of the table, as you walk down, there was also a huge pile of chocolate chip cookies. And there was also a sign, and you can tell this sign was probably scribbled by a little kid. And this sign said, "Take all you want. God is watching the apples." So now, as we get home, Frank and the wife decide to throw some steaks and chicken on the grill with a few drinks and decided to invite us for a barbecue. So, so we go into the barbecue, and are you guys familiar with 6-year-old kids and always asking questions and questions and questions, right? So anyway, Brianna happens to sit there and is watching her mom do dishes in the kitchen sink. So she notices several white strands of hair sticking out of her mom's brunette hair. And she suddenly, inquisitively asks the mom, "Why are some of your hair white, Mom?" So the mom goes, "Well, every time you do something wrong, you make me shout, you make me cry and unhappy, one of my hair turns white." Brianna goes, pondering on this revelation. She now said, "Mom, how come all of Grandma's hair are white?" So if you thought that was funny and I had a fun time last Christmas, wait till you hear what Grace has to say about her Christmas.
Children, you can never get a step ahead of children. Let me explain. When my boys were 3 and 6, my husband and I went to great lengths to try to find them things that they enjoyed, they loved, they'd have for a long time, and practical things. And they had maybe 4 or 5 boxes of things amongst themselves. So when Christmas Day came, they were all excited and they ran under the tree and they started ripping open these boxes. And they looked inside and they put that item aside and they grabbed the other box and ripped everything open and look what was inside. Well, they did this until all the boxes were opened and unwrapped and all the contents were out on the ground. And then they started to play with the boxes. They loved the boxes, not really paying attention to the gifts that were given, but they loved the boxes. So we were just dismayed and amazed that their favorite item that whole Christmas were these boxes, and they played with those boxes forever. So the next Christmas we thought, aha, we'll get them all kinds of colorful boxes, pretty boxes, lacquered reds and blues and greens, and we get them a few toys and clothes, but we'll get them really excellent boxes. And yeah, that Christmas, when they opened up and saw all these beautiful boxes and saw the contents inside, they really didn't care about the boxes. So those boxes we were able to recycle for another Christmas, but I just thought that, you can never be ahead of kids because they're always on their own agenda, right? So that was a couple of Christmases we had. But I want to ask you something. In an elevator, there was an honest politician, a generous lawyer, and Santa Claus. And just before the door opened, they noticed that there was a $20 bill on the floor of the elevator. Which one do you think would pick it up? What do you think? No guesses?
Neither.
Pardon?
Neither one.
Neither one?
Politician.
The Santa Claus.
The Santa Claus? The Santa Claus is correct because there's no such thing as an honest politician and a generous lawyer.